Hello and welcome back to play ZAGS. I get dressed and head to Chris and Adam's room. I'm walking across campus when I spot Adam walking toward me. Hey dude, was just coming to find you. Same here actually. Well, you found me. What's up? Not sure. What's Chris up to today? I think he was still studying. Do you want to join him? Dude. Well, we can at least go check. Chris is on his computer when we walk in. Good morning, dude. I kiss him quickly and he smiles. Carlos and I were, actually, I guess we hadn't figured out what to do yet today, but we wanted to see if you wanted to join. Oh, I should probably study, but you could take a little break from that. He nods. That's true. Game room, foosball. That sounds good, just let me get dressed. With Chris on my side, we'll win for sure. Bring it on, Chico. It's early enough that the game room is pretty empty. We claim a foosball table and play a few rounds and I win pretty handily. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. One-handed? That'd be probably a little more even. Chris? Oh, hey Hannah. I feel like I need a break from studying this morning. I was going to play DDR, but I wasn't expecting to run into anyone else here. Come join our attempt to defeat Carlos at this. Oh, I'm pretty good at foosball. That sounds fun. I guess we should do 2 versus 2. I can play with Carlos. Chris joins me on my side of the table and I kiss his head quickly. He blushes. Let's do this. Hannah turns out to be good at foosball, actually, and she and Adam win the next game. Sorry, that was my fault. Dude, no, you did great. Hannah's just actually really good at this. I can switch with you, dude. Sure. Adam takes his place next to me and grins. I guess I have to root for Carlos now. The next game is closer, but Hannah manages to win again by a single goal. Yes. See, dude? She's just good. We end up talking and playing foosball for most of the morning, and before I know it, Chris, Hannah and Adam decide to head back to do some more work. Lunch is ready when I'm finished and I eat with some brothers. I consider my afternoon options and decide I probably just want to hang around the house for the rest of the day. I spend the afternoon playing foosball and Guitar Hero until dinner time rolls around. Dinner is also uneventful and I head back to my room afterward. I wish tomorrow wasn't Monday, we already had that. And you should do more studying. I can't do study here, why not? Let's do group study with all of them, because why not? And on the other hand, group study might bring a bit of a new touch to it. It might be of advantage sometimes if you do group study. I don't particularly like it, but well, I walk into the library and look for the group. Why am I doing this when I could go to the gym or something instead? I guess it's nice to spend time with Nate and Jake and such. I find Nate, Chris and Hannah sitting at a table. Chris and Hannah seem to be looking at something on a laptop. Nate waves me over and I take the seat next to him. Nice to see you, Carlos. Jake and Nikhil couldn't make it tonight, but I'm glad you're here. Hi, Carlos. Chris nods at me before returning his attention to the laptop. I'm not sure we have any classes in common, but we can work on our own things. Actually, I was hoping you could tell me a bit about your major. Business? Yeah. I've been feeling like maybe biology isn't right for me, and business seems a bit more useful. What aspect are you interested in? I can tell you about the classes I'm taking right now, or why I chose business. Why did you choose business? Nate and I talk for a while, and it's useful to get his thoughts on the major. I might add a semester or so to your degree if you switched, but if biology isn't doing it for you, it could be worth it. Thanks. This was a really useful talk. I'm glad. And I should probably actually get some work done now. I spend the rest of the time doing some homework with the group. And it's Friday time. I wait outside Chris's last class on Friday holding a rose and feeling really self-conscious about the whole thing. It isn't long before he and Nikhil are walking out of the building. Hi. Hey dude. No, Jake and Hannah. They stayed after class to talk to the TAs. Ah. And I wouldn't know what a TA does if I hadn't had a very, very interesting long conversation over studentsoftheworld.org, it is, I believe, or .info. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I guess there is only one students of the world, and with a Chinese student studying in Canada, I believe. That was one of the most interesting message exchanges I've had for a very long time. At least from the online exchanges. There is one offline exchange that might be more interesting, but from the online exchanges, that was very, very, very useful. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it broadens your mind if you talk to other people online or offline, especially if you do that with people you don't know or you think you don't have so much in common beforehand. And I didn't pay attention, so I guess I'll say see you later, dude. I shouldn't be rambling the whole time and not paying attention to the game I'm playing. Chris starts walking back towards his room and I follow. So how was the test? Pretty easy. I think we studied too much for it. That's better than the alternative, right? I mean, I don't usually study for tests, but if you're going to, it seems better to be over-prepared. Yeah. Adam's putting a couple books into his backpack as we get to the other room. Oh, hey, dude. I was just grabbing some books to go do some work in the library. He slaps me on the back. Maybe I'll see you for dinner later. I can't tell if he actually has work to do or if he's just trying to give me and Chris some alone time. Chris dumps his backpack by his desk, then grabs me and kisses me passionately. Dude, that's really nice. Oh, I hand him the rose. I don't know how you feel about flowers, but I feel like I wanted to get you something. Thank you. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. He blushes and kisses me again. One thing leads to another, and we end up jerking each other off again, with less urgency this time. And I'll try to skip that just because of YouTube. It's very annoying. I shouldn't need to, but, well, one never knows, unfortunately. I lie in my bed that night, staring at the ceiling, feeling a general sense of happiness and peace. And it's Saturday, and we've missed the Q&A meeting. Not that I've been going anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. I try to decide what to do with the morning. And I guess we look after Chris, cause why not? I get dressed and head to Chris's and Adam's room. I knock on the door, and Chris answers after a few moments. Good morning, dude. Wanted to see what you're up to. He smiles and kisses my cheek, stepping aside so I can walk into the room. Don't have any plans yet, just woke up. Up and at 'em, Chico. Dude, it's too early for this. Up late studying again? Something like that. Chris sits down at his computer and types for a bit. Looks like games are happening. Oh, and James Play opens on Friday. I wasn't sure if you had any plans then, but I have 2 tickets. Dude, of course I'll go with you. Okay. In any case, I guess we could play games or maybe grab breakfast or something. I'm going to get some more sleep. Games sound fine for me. Okay, let me quickly get dressed. Sleep well, Chico. I wait in the hallway for a bit before Chris appears. Let's go. Jake, Nate, Nikhil and Hannah are sitting at the table playing Carcassonne. Hey Chris and Carlos, you have good timing, we're just finishing up. Jake soon wins and Nate puts the game away as Jake pulls some options out of his bag. 6 players, which I think is either Bonanza or Diamond. You didn't bring Power Grid, did you? No, it's a bigger box, so I don't bring it unless we're planning on playing it. I can get it, though. No, it's fine, I'm happy with Bonanza. Diamond. You also have set in the bag, but no set. How about Bonanza? Something more casual sounds nice. Diamond. Let's try Diamond. Why not? Yes, I think you're just dying to play. Are you sure this isn't torture? Spelled wrong, of course. Sounds like she really treasures this game. Nope, not gonna work. Not going to work. And I try to avoid this, um, well, wanna, gonna, and stupid things like that. Well, I guess we have no choice but to continue onward. The deck starts out fairly friendly, and we all get a good number of gems. Drake and Chris leave after the first hazard, a rock slide comes out. After the first hazard, a rock slide comes out. The next card is lava. I guess I'll leave. I think that is playing more safe, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Nikhil and I do well the next few rounds. Soon it's the last round, and Hannah seems determined to continue until she has enough games to win. Ultimately, Nikhil and I both leave before a big haul of gems comes out, allowing Hannah to win. Again. This is pretty short. We could go again. We end up playing another 2 games, with Hannah and Nate each winning 1. Well, that was a lot of fun, but it's probably time for lunch. I like food. That's not a surprise. I should probably get some homework done afterward. Buffet? Do you mind if I join you? Of course not. You might mind, though. The buffet has been particularly interesting lately. Oh, right. But it's good. The dining hall is fairly busy, and we grab some plates, and I'm sorry again, and I look over the selections. That hamburger fried rice looks like a literally just sliced up hamburgers and rice. It's even got bun pieces in it. It's Asian fusion themed. Is that Asian style fries just french fries covered in teriyaki sauce? I prefer not to try that. I think the wasabi peas are just those dried wasabi pea snacks that have been steamed. We watch Jake grab big servings of everything, while the rest of us mostly stick to pizza. I mean, yes, there are some particularly disturbing things on the buffet, but of course try something different and not always eat pizza. That is something I mostly try in restaurants, to try something new. Not every time and not in all restaurants, but that sounds like I go to restaurants very often. That's not the case. But the few times I go, or when I'm like on travel vacation, I'm not sure if that's the correct word, then when I need to eat somewhere, I'll try to eat something new, something like I didn't try before, or I'd like to try how it tastes, because I think that's important, trying something new and not stick to that what you always had. Lunch is otherwise fairly uneventful, and I head back to the house to consider my afternoon plans, while everyone else heads back to their rooms to do work. Chris and Adam are probably doing work, so let's do some work too. I guess I do have some homework I could do. I grab a textbook and head to Chris and Adam's room. The door is open and I walk in. Hey Chico, Chris. Chris nods at me but continues to type on his computer. Hey dude. I have a paper I should finish up today, but maybe we can grab dinner. I sit on Chris's bed and shrug. I figured I'd come by and get some work done with the 2 of you. They both stop what they're doing and look at me. Dude, I do work. Pretty often, actually. Well, I'm definitely not going to discourage this. Need anything, dude? No, I have this textbook, so I'm just going to memorize body parts. Well, that sounds like a plan. I spend the rest of the afternoon studying with them. It's not great, but it's nicer than working alone anyway. Chris joins me on the bed after a bit and leans against me as he works on some calculus. The proximity is really nice. Adam eventually seems to finish up with his paper. Done, dude? Yeah. Starting to think about dinner. Maybe something quick, so you can get back to more work. I actually have some reading I want to do, but yes. I'm at a good stopping point. He kisses me quickly and sits back at his computer typing for a bit. James is asking about dinner. We could grab something and eat with him. That sounds nice. Sure. What's he feel like? He proposes the sandwich place. Fine with me. James is already at the sandwich place when we get there, and we quickly order for ourselves. How's rehearsal? Good. Final dress rehearsal on Sunday. Then opening Friday. Homework to do tonight. Me, too. You and Carlos should come back for more Smash sometime. After opening. Dude, that sounds great. We find a table in the atrium to sit and have a fairly uneventful meal. I head back to my room afterward. I sign on to Instant Messenger and another message from Elliot pops up. Hey, I'm around whenever you are. Hey, sorry. Here now. Is it weird that I look forward to chatting with you? No, not unless it's weird that I look forward to it too. Great. Then would it be bad to spoil the mood by being serious for a bit? You can always be serious with me, dude. Okay. Then just let me talk for a bit. I want to expand on what I said last week. Of course. If you had asked me out, I would have said yes. Because I had a crush on you too. But I'm not sure things would have been so great after that. I probably would have still confronted Robert. And I would probably still be in this situation now, and you'd feel some sense of obligation to me. Dude, you don't know that. But you would. He's got a point. I'd probably be in this weird position of not wanting to break up with him, but also not being able to see him. It really wouldn't have been what I'd want out of a relationship, much less my first one. I'll take that as a yes. But even if we assume that you talked me out of it or something else happened, I don't think the house is ready for it. Just look at Tom. And Steve has a hard enough job already, and he's my best friend. I don't think it would be fair to him to make him deal with that. That's not fair. I think I understand what you're saying. I'm going to save here again. Yes, I want to override. That's not fair. I mean, it's not, obviously. If he's not okay with two guys dating, then that's his problem. Carlos, you're not wrong, but I need you to understand his perspective. His perspective is wrong, but he has good intentions. No, not really. We could have set a good example. Maybe. Sorry. Don't be sorry. I have to say, though, I love the confidence. Well, it's hard in real life. It is. Oh, yes, it is. Did he know that I'm gay? Yeah. I think he suspected. He never asked me, of course, and I never said anything. Even after Dan and I started hooking up. Oh, I didn't realize that. You've met Dan, right? Yeah. I think it was just nice to have no strings attached sex. To have no strings? I'm not sure that that sentence is grammatically correct, but I might be wrong. As I said, I'm not good in English, so I just might imagine that it feels weird when reading it, especially given Steve. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to say. Thanks, dude. I'm sorry things weren't different in a lot of ways. Me too. So tell me about Chris. We spent the rest of the evening talking, and I feel a strange sense of relief combined with disappointment. Let's just look on... Oh, 100 friendship and 100 affection with Chris. That's interesting. And I'd like to look at the friendships and searching if we do have Elliot. I believe we don't, because I didn't see him anywhere, and it doesn't seem to be the case. We spent the rest of the evening talking, and I feel a strange sense of relief combined with disappointment. And February the 25th, I wake up Sunday morning from a sexual dream about Chris. I lie there for a bit, trying to will my erection away, when there's a knock at the door. Eva and Tom are standing there. Eva smiles at me. Good morning. Sorry if we woke you up. It's alright, I should be up anyway. Tom and I were going to get breakfast and I wanted to see if you wanted to join us. I mean, let's just do it, 'cause why not? I mean, Eva seems to be nice, and well, guess we have to deal with Tom. I guess he's trying a little bit. Of course, I quickly get changed and find him in the hallway. Tom was thinking a pancake pizza at the yard. We haven't been there in a while. Dude, I am so there. The restaurant isn't too busy yet, and we're seated fairly quickly. So how are things? I haven't been drinking, if that's what you're asking. Tom. I meant in general. Tom shrugs. Fine, I guess. Eva's been keeping me on track with classes. Dude, it's like Adam. Some of us just aren't made out for academic life, bro, right? I just wanted to take it easy sometimes, or most of the time. But there's always homework or a test coming up or something new to learn. That is true. And sometimes it's so much work at the same time that it's impossible to decide how to do all of that. And for example, here in Germany, we have the bachelor master system. We get like ECTS points, and even if you have like 24 points, which is less than you should have on each semester, you should have 30 at least per semester. Sometimes you ask yourself, well, where did my free time go? And I'm not sure. I mean, I had a free weekend last weekend on the time I'm recording this, but before that, I'm not sure when the last day was that I did nothing at all for the university. I honestly can't remember. It might be in my second semester or what, and now I'm, well, in the fourth master semester, so, and I had to do my bachelor beforehand, of course, so you can imagine what you do and how much work it is, which is one of the things why I harshly dislike it when people say, yeah, well, the students, they just do like laissez-faire, they don't have really work. I mean, what do? Sitting around all the time in front of their computer doing nothing. I don't know where they're studying, but not at our university, obviously. And I think it's sometimes kind of unfair, even if I need to admit that it's not necessary to do as much as I try to, even if there are people doing far more than I do. I don't know how they manage it, but some do. And well, I don't want to ramble off too much. I'd like to continue here. Dude, exactly. Eva shakes her head. Maybe getting you two together wasn't such a good idea. Tom kisses her. Or maybe we just have a better balance between our academics and everything else. That actually might be the case. As in no academics? Maybe. The pizza arrives and we dig in, finishing it surprisingly quickly. You know, bro, I've missed this. Just hang out, I mean. And I guess that's mostly my fault, but he shrugs. We good, bro? I don't want to push it. Because it's so not worth it. Yeah, we're good. At least that's what I tell him. Well, we probably should get going. Are you going to make me do homework again, babe? Either that, or you can practice dancing with me. I think I'd rather do homework. Well, thanks for joining us for breakfast, Carlos. They head out, and I go to find Chris. The door's open, so I let myself in. Adam and Chris are sitting at their computers, looking like they're working. Good morning, sleepyhead. Dude, it's not that late. I was going to find you soon, but I figured you'd come by to see Chris at some point. I walk up to Chris and kiss him. And good morning to you too. I'm not sure I want to mention my dream with Adam in the room, but it's still nice being close to him. You're a good friend to him, so I don't see your problem really. I mean, if I look what kind of strangers told me about their personal, like romantic and sex life, and I have no idea why they did it. So I don't really see your problem, and I don't really understand why they. I'm sorry. I came at my microphone. I don't know why they did it exactly. I guess they needed someone to talk to, but they could use their close friends, not someone they have talked few times, like 10 times or maybe a bit more, but um, um, we wasn't close friends at that time, so I guess with none of it's strange. The person I'm not very close to seemed to talk quite more openly than the person you think you're close to. So at least at least for topics like relationship and sex, at least that's what I've experienced, but I might be wrong here, or you might have made other experiences. I'm sorry. So what are you two up today? Probably just more work, but I can go study in the library instead. Dude. I'm just saying, dude. Not implying anything by it. Yes, as if we would believe that. I have some more homework to get done, but I think there are board games in the afternoon. Maybe I'll do some reading myself. Adam throws me a textbook, and I spend the rest of the morning reading over biology material. So, food? I thought you'd never ask. Burgers? That sounds fine. I'm curious what the fries are today. Let me get dressed. He does, and we head to the burger place. Honey almond crunch. Are we sure those are the fries and not a dessert item? That doesn't sound bad, at least, but maybe I'll just stick with the burger. None of us order the fries, and we find a table in the atrium to sit and eat. Games this afternoon. I should get some work done, but thanks. Why not? Where's my mouse? Here it is. Jake and Nikhil were supposed to show up here in a bit. We finish eating and Adam heads back to his room to study while Chris and I wait for Jake and Nikhil to show up. It doesn't take them long to show up, although Jake seems to be worried about something. I'm sure it's nothing, Jake. He just has a question for you. Jake sets the bag of games down on the table and slumps into a seat. Hey, Carlos and Chris. Jake's just worried because Professor Lee asked to see him after class tomorrow. Why would he ask me to see him unless it was something bad? Maybe he just wanted some clarification on one of your exam answers last week. Why would he need that unless it was something bad? Jake, it's fine. You'll see him tomorrow and it'll be fine. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Jake just shrugs. How about some Carcassonne? Okay. Nikhil pulls out the box and tiles, and Jake starts absent-mindedly stacking meeples. Man, you're really good at that. Nikhil attempts to stack a few meeples, but it doesn't really have any luck. I bet Carlos can't do any better. That is the game that I meant earlier. I'm not so sure how I'm doing that. Why it doesn't react? Oh, I need to click here. I thought I could do that with the keyboard, but it didn't work, so I'll do it with the drop item, the drop button, I'm sorry, here. I'm quite sure that they'll fall off at some point, but let's kind of try. And I know that they wouldn't that it wouldn't be stable in that way that it is here, but I know it's hard to implement with the checkboxes and things. Nice job, thanks. Carcassonne, yeah. We start off fairly straightforwardly, and Jake and Chris build two ends of what starts to be a huge road with a bunch of cities near it. I control the field on one side while Jake controls the other with one meeple in each. I draw a roaded monastery, giving me the chance to join the fields together. Join them. Let's join them. I join the fields, but Jake soon manages to sneak another meeple into it, giving him control. Try to share control. give up on the large field and focus elsewhere. I focus instead on forming additional cities in a separate field, which Nico controls. Jake starts etching a meeple into that field as well. Man, you're really aggressive in this game. Sorry. No, it's great. I love seeing competitive Jake. Jake blushes. The game continues and Jake ultimately shares the field with Nico. Between the two fields, he dominates the game and wins by a significant margin. That was good. Yeah. Do we want to play something else? Bonanza? Coffee time? Not wax? Who brews wax beans? Candle makers? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Jake sets up the game and it's a fairly friendly time trading beans. Soon the game's over and they decide it's time for dinner. Buffet? Sure. Why not? You could, but do you really want to? We head to the buffet. The food actually looks normal tonight. Beef stroganoff. We load up plates and find a table. The meal and conversation are nice, although Jake seems fairly subdued by the end. Jake, you okay? Yeah, just worried again. Everything will be fine, man. I'll go see the professor with you tomorrow if you want. That's okay, but thank you. Your plate's empty. Let's go get you some more mac and cheese. Okay. We watch Jake eat for a while longer before all heading back to our rooms for the evening. I wish tomorrow wasn't Monday. Monday. Oh, and I definitely need to do more for his happiness. Also, I'm not so sure how to do that because skipping more classes is absolutely, I'll give him one more this week, but is completely impossible. You're skipping so much already, and well, I don't like that. I find everyone at their usual table looking strangely somber. Nate's rubbing Jake's back. Jake, you know the material. You have nothing to worry about. I'm going to fail this class. Hey Carlos. I think you remember on Sunday when Jake was worried? Turns out the professor thinks he cheated on a test. I'm so mad. The other guy obviously copied off Jake's exam form behind him or something. How is that in any way Jake's fault? But the professor is having Jake and the other guy do a couple extra questions on their own tomorrow to prove that they know the material, in case that determines who copied off from who. That's not how it works. I would do an oral exam with both, and in an oral exam it's quite easy to tell, if it's done right, if you know what you're talking about or not. Of course you can do it stupidly in oral exam, so that either everyone can answer all the questions or at the second question it's impossible to know the answer because it's too difficult, but you can do it in a way that you exactly know, did they copy, do they know what they're talking about, whatever. I still think they shouldn't have given them any notice. The other person could be cramming now. That seems like an unusual way to handle that situation. I should suggested it. We did that once in a class IT8 and the tutor failed pretty spectacularly. But we did it right when we first called them in. I'm going to be expelled. Jake, you're not going to be expelled. Even if this doesn't work out, the worst that happens is you get a 0 in the exam. Now here with us it's a bit different. If it's cheating, if it's the first time, usually it's not such a big problem. I mean, you fail the course, of course, and it's in your record that you failed because of cheating. But usually you won't get expelled unless it's like a seminar or a bachelor or master thesis. Then you will get expelled. But if you do it more than once in normal exams, then you get expelled too. But it's not usual that you get expelled for the first time, and especially like if someone write 2 + 2 = 4 or something along those lines, and it's discovered that they had it at little helping material, then usually you wouldn't get expelled. I mean, if you have all the answers, that's something else to deal with, but um, some people, well, I just don't understand why you would do that. Um, and that's one advantage of oral exams. It's almost impossible to cheat. At least I wouldn't know how to. And I think it's a bit of unfair if you cheat, because the people doing it regularly uh, put much more effort in it and will have maybe a worse result than you do. And I don't think that's fair, but that's another topic. My parents are going to kill me, but it will work out. I can talk to them for you, Jake, if you need it. It I it's okay, but thank you. Jake, it'll be okay. You'll nail those questions tomorrow, and I have no doubt about that. Okay, let's play a game, babe. Whatever you want to play. Jake shrugs and we play some Carcassonne. Jake excuses himself afterward and Nate follows him. Man, I really feel bad for him. You'd think it would be obvious he didn't cheat. He always hands in his homework. He usually gets the best grades of us on his assignments. Yeah. We play a couple of other games before calling it a night. And that's something when I'm a tutor, I am this semester, for example. At least at the time I'm recalling it. I mean, you might upload it to a time where I'm not, but at the time I'm recording it. And when I have like two entries that look exactly the same, they made exactly the same mistakes, well, it's quite obvious, but why don't they just do minimal variations? Or if they're not sure, then let one people do it a bit differently of them or so. Well, I'm stupid, but not that stupid. If I have like 20 works to go over, and if two are exactly the same, I can memorize that. That would be different if I had 200 of works. I maybe won't recognize it, but for 20 or even less, well, or do it with someone who is at another tutor. It's very hard for me. I mean, I could check it. I sometimes do randomly, but the chance that I would find that is minimal. But don't do it with someone who hands his works in at the same tutor. I wait outside Chris's last class Friday, holding a rose and feeling really self-conscious about the whole thing. Aw, Hannah. I hand Chris the rose and shrug. Wasn't sure how we were doing tonight, but I guess you still need to change. Then dinner and the play? That sounds perfect. Have fun, you two lovebirds. Hannah. I wait in the hallway while Chris gets changed. Okay, you look really good, dude. You do too. Pizza or something a little nicer? Pizza is always nice. The restaurant is fairly busy and we see a familiar couple while waiting for our table. Chris and Carlos, Liz and Liz. Looks like you're headed to the play afterward. Yeah, us too. We got the last set of 2 seats together for tonight. We should all eat together. Babe, let them enjoy the evening together. I'm sure we'll see them again. I'll say nothing because it's like a date night. Okay. Our names are called and Chris looks a little relieved as we're led to the table. So how was your week? Even if they're nice, but like we're on a date. I don't mind their company normally. So how was your week? Fine, busy with classes. Speaking of which, Jake seemed happier today. Oh, yeah, the test went well and the professor apologized to him. And everything's fine now. That's great. Thank you for the rose. Dude, should I get you flowers more often? No. I don't really have anything to put them in, and they die in a week or so anyway. But you like them. I like you. Dude, I'll get you a potted plant, then something with flowers. And that's a good idea. The food soon arrives, and we eat quickly before heading to the theater. We find our seats near the front of the room and settle in. Dude, we're so close. This is like the 5th row or something. James got me front row seats when he was the lead in a play last semester. I guess the location of the tickets depends on how big a role you have. That makes sense. If you have your parents come to watch your big break or whatever, you'd want them up front. Yeah. We read over the programs. Dude, you didn't tell me that this was a musical. I don't. I've seen a musical before. Oh, it's basically just a normal play, except they break out into songs sometimes, like randomly. Depends on the play, but usually. Interesting. You've seen Disney's movies, right? No. Like The Lion King? Oh, like that? Yeah. Well, maybe bit of The Lion King, or at least I know the story, but I'm not a fan of Disney's movies. But there exist good musicals like La Cage aux Folles. I'm not sorry what the English name is. It's like A Cage Full of Fools is what it's literally translated, and it's quite true, and it's deep, but at the end still very interesting and amusing musical. I could only recommend it. I've seen it in my hometown, and it was like made excellently. I didn't expect it because I'm not sure how it's called in English. In German, it's the Intendant. Usually, this kind of strange things to the theater, to the plays, like doing it totally modern if it plays in the 18th century or things like that. But at that time, it was really done well, and the story is very interesting, and the music's good. So, well, I recommend it. We read our programs until the lights go down and the show starts. Chris finds my hand in the dark and tentatively squeezes it. I pull my hand away as Chris looks over at me, seemingly apologetically. The play itself is pretty good, and James does have a song in the first part. He looks comfortable in a way I've never seen him before, and I find I can't stop staring at him while he's on stage. Something I still don't understand. The lights come on after the cast disappears. That's it? Oh, it's just intermission. There is a second part. Oh, right. We should see more plays together. This is nice. Well, you've popped my theater cherry. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I didn't meant to say, oh, God. I apologize for that. But people, I guess. The play soon continues and proceeds fairly quickly. The cast is soon bowing to a standing ovation. That was really good. Yeah, thank you for bringing me. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I walk Chris back to his room. Adam doesn't seem to be around. Thank you for a nice night. Just because I wouldn't be uploaded on YouTube and I wouldn't want to disturb Adam, I say same dude. I'll see you tomorrow. Bright and early enough that Chico gets annoyed with me. He kisses me gently. It makes me wonder if I should stay a little bit longer instead. Chris probably needs to do homework or something. I head back to my room and sleep well that night. The 3rd of March. I wake up Saturday morning from a dream I can't quite remember. For some reason though, it makes me think of Chris, and I get dressed and head to their room. The door opens after a couple of knocks. Surprisingly, it's Adam who gets at the door. Morning, Chico. Didn't sleep in today. I went to bed a bit early last night, so I guess I didn't need to sleep as late as usual. I step past him into the room, and he closes the door behind me. Hey, dude. I kiss Chris quickly, who smiles. I notice the rose I got him in a cup of water on his desk. What did you think of the play last night? I don't have much to compare it to. Well, you still have an opinion, I'm sure. It was nice spending time with Chris. Chris blushes. I was going to buy tickets myself, so if either of So if either of you wanted to go again, I don't mind going again. I'll pick one for you then, and you can pay me back later. So what's the plan today? Homework. That's the plan every day. Sounds about right. There might be board games in a bit. See, that's more like it. Speaking of, have you met with your advisor yet? I scheduled it for next week. She's going to be shocked that you're going to most of your classes. Dude. Did you want to join for board games? Dude, that sounds like fun. Okay. Dude, isn't the weather great? I'm going to miss the snow, but warm weather is nice too. I was sick of the snow when it started. Soon it'll be time to go swimming again. We find Jake, Nate, Hannah, and Nikhil sitting at the table talking. Hi, Chris and Carlos. We are just talking about classes next semester, since we had our advisor meetings this past week. Oh, mine is next week. I think I should try for the major in math instead of just a minor. Or you could take it easy and take a bunch of fun classes instead. I happen to think math is fun, Nikhil. I actually think so too, and that is something, or at least most of the times. Analysis too is something I don't like, but like, I guess it's called algebra, linear algebra 2 in English is interesting. Then the whole theoretical the theoretical computer science field is mainly just mathematics, like, and even if they're very hard topics like discrete mathematics and combinatorics are two interesting parts of mathematics. And I have mostly thought that mathematics is a lot of fun. Well, then I guess it makes sense for you to take those classes then. Like, I'm not sure how they're called in English, but in German it's like the Monde des Hippocrates, which would mean literally translated to the moons of Hippocrates, and that's not very useful, but it's an interesting part in maths, like how you'll need it's for triangles, and you need the I'm bad at explaining it. I'd need to paint it or like show it to you on the computer, but I can't do that now because of how I'm photographing it. But just look it up. I find it very, very interesting. But now, sorry for rambling so much, and let's get back to the game. Should we play a game? Diamond. I think I prefer something a little more strategic, but I could do Diamond if everyone else wants to. Puerto Rico. That only plays 5. Power Grid plays 6 people though, or we can split. Power Grid is fine. Jake sets up the game, and I end up having last choice for plants in the first round. Go for a cheap plant for turn advantage. Start with an average plant and stay around the middle. Go for a better plant to save on resources. Let's take a better plant. I end up being forced to start in an expensive area of the map, and I'm unable to build to 2 cities in the first round. Expand beyond my powering capabilities. No, buy another plant. I buy another plant, which leaves me unable to build another city, but sets me up for following turns. Unfortunately, my lack of city powering puts me behind in money. Combined with my expensive area of the map, I have trouble keeping up in cities. I eventually manage to build into a cheaper area by the 3rd stage and avoid a couple of pricey plant auctions, but I still end up in last place. Nate ultimately wins the game over Jake with a well-timed block on his city expanding. Sorry, babe. No, that was well played. Good block. Lunch? Buffet? I suppose we could. I'm not sure I'm up for that today, but I should probably go eat at the house anyway. Unless you want me to go with you, Chris? He shakes his head. I might just get something quick and do homework. You should go eat at the house if you want. We'll see you later then, Carlos. Lunch seems to be fried chicken and mac and cheese. I grab a bit of everything and sit at an empty table. Tom walks into the room, makes eye contact with me and nods. He piles up his own plate and sits next to me. Hey bro. Hey dude. Been a while since I've had mac and cheese. Yeah. Carlos. Ashley. Oh no. I turn in time to see Ashley come up behind me and wind her arms around my neck. Hey Tom, I miss your cock. If you weren't seeing Eva, maybe you and Carlos could team up on me. Ash, leave them alone. Why? You want them both for yourself? Ash. Come on, Carlos, let's go out of here. I'm not interested. Fine then. She walks off to another table and starts chatting up another guy. Excuse me. Well, people like that do exist, and I find it so, like, well, disturbing is not quite the right word. It costs so much of energy to talk to these people and tell them every week or whatever that you're not interested in having random one-night stands, and especially not with people who have 3 different one-night stands on one evening. But apparently for some people that seems to be not clear, or they don't seem to listen. I wonder if I should paint a sign and show them and good girl, I have no interest. So please search someone else. Thank you. Because telling them, well, doesn't seem to work with all of them, unfortunately. She walks off after her sister, and Tom just shakes his head. Of course not all of them are like that. If I sounded that way, I didn't mean that. The rest of lunch is fortunately less eventful, and Tom heads out to find Eva afterwards, as I consider my afternoon. Just hang around here. I spent the rest of the afternoon playing foosball and watching TV with some brothers. I head back to my room after a quick dinner. I sit at my computer and stare at my IM list. Elliot and Chris seem to be online. For some reason I'm reminded that it's been a while since I found release. I could also take this opportunity to release some sexual tension. I will not masturbate. That is obvious, just because I don't want it to have problems on YouTube. Even if I put it on censored and all of that, I don't want to risk it. And what? Elliot and I talk for a while about life and other random topics. Before I know it, it's gotten late and he says it's time for bed. I wake up Sunday to a knock on the door. Good morning, Carlos. He hands me a small bundle of paper. You weren't at the weekly meeting this past Tuesday, so you missed a reminder, but room selection is happening soon. Since you're going to be a senior and you're already in this room, you'll have priority if you want to keep it. Paperwork's due by the end of the month, but if you can get it back to me sooner, that'd be helpful for assigning rooms. Steve leaves and I shut the door behind him, staring at the papers in my hand. Do I really want to stay here next year? There's another knock at the door. Should I, Morning, dude. Oh, sorry, I thought you were Steve. What time is it? Almost noon. You really slept in today. Well, Sunday mornings are a great time to sleep in. Well, tomorrow is a Sunday morning, at least at the time I'm recording it. Chris and I were thinking of going to go see a movie, and we wanted to see if you were interested. Of course I'm interested. Just let me get dressed quickly. Chris is waiting in front of the theater for us, looking at the list of movies. Anything good showing? Bridge to Terabithia is the only one that seems interesting. Looks like there is also a couple of action films and some romances. Isn't that a book? Yeah, but I guess they made a movie version of it. We could give it a try. Sounds good. We buy tickets and find seats in the theater, which is fortunately not too crowded. Popcorn, nachos, anything else? Milktats. I'll take that as a no. Be back in a bit. Chris smiles at me and tentatively puts a hand on my knee. I put my hand on top of his and he seems to relax. Slept in today? Yeah, I guess I was really tired or something. We watch some ads and Adam returns shortly with the snacks. The movie itself is pretty good, although I'm not sure I'd read the book before. That was pretty good, yeah. I don't know if I've read the book, but it still all made sense. It's been a while for me, but I think it was a pretty good adaptation. I should probably get more work done. Me too. You might be on your own for dinner tonight, dude. That's fine, there's always food at the house. I'll see you later then. I grab some food and look around for a table. Steve waves me over to his. Hey Carlos, I've been meaning to ask you whether you wanted to host basketball lessons this year. Elliot was supposed to, but he and Robert are both gone, so, dude, I'm not that good at basketball. It doesn't have to be anything formal, just a regular weekly thing where we get some guys together for a game, some weekly afternoon. Well, I guess I could do that. Great, which afternoon works best for you? I'd make it Monday, because I think I don't have anything else on Monday. Great, I think it's warm enough now that we can start this upcoming week. I'll let the guys know, eh? Anyway, I should go talk to some other brothers. Have a nice dinner, eh? It'll be nice to have some regular scheduled exercise time with some brothers. I hope Steve isn't expecting me to do too much formally for it. Hey bro, mind if he join you? Please. If it's good tonight, it's good every night, babe. It's nice that the weather is warming up. I'm looking forward to doing more things outside. Dude, I know. I'm looking forward to swimming again. Doesn't make a difference to me. I'd rather sit here in the house where we have the heat and air conditioning. Oh, come on, Tom. We can have a picnic in the park or something. That sounds pretty nice, actually. The rest of the dinner is uneventful, and I head back to my room afterward. I wish tomorrow wasn't Monday. And with that, I say thank you for watching. That would be a longer video. I assume, yes, it's almost 57 minutes long. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and of course, stay safe. All the best.